Hello, fellow fatties. I finally get to use my voice for one of these. So, of course, we are going to be continuing Soda Dungeon 2. You'll probably notice a few different things that have happened since you've last seen me play. I have quite a bit more money, which is just from, as I said, running the auto runs in my off time and doing the arena battles as well. Looks like we are going to get an arena battle in right now, though. So for those of you who haven't viewed one of my videos before, I'm playing my way through Soda Dungeon 2 currently, and I'm going to be playing all the way until the end. Once I have beaten the game completely, then I'm going to be moving on to a new game, which is currently being voted on in my Facebook group. All subscribers as well, if you are in my Facebook group, you have a chance every week or two to win a free game. This week's game is Knights of Pen and Paper 2. And I already have the next two games purchased, thanks to a potential sponsor whose name I can't provide yet. We're still working out the details. However, I'm essentially here to give some commentary and explain the benefits and what kind of parties I build, why I build them, what I like about the game, things like that. To me, the game itself is fun and versatile because there's an extreme amount of collectible items that you can get for your characters. The crafting system is really fun, and the types of characters you can get are really fun. For the most part, the leveling system is better than Soda Dungeon 1, where there was no leveling. Soda Dungeon 1 was still a good game, but Soda Dungeon 2 overall has more mechanics to it, which would be expected in a sequel game. As you can see, I'm fighting on the highest level I could in the arena because it's based on how many floors you have cleared, and currently I am in Dungeon 6 and I have only cleared up to floor 150 because I had to make a shorter video the other day. After this kind of intro part, I'm not going to be talking the entire time. Obviously, I'll be talking about things that I'm doing, and for instance, I'm purchasing my favorite character in the game right now, which is the Huntress, and in my opinion, the top 3 most important characters are Huntress, Nurse, and Thief. The reason behind this is the Thief allows you to collect all chests when you beat a boss, instead of having to choose one of the 3. The Nurse obviously heals. It's good to have 2 nurses if possible, because the only thing they can't do is heal themselves. My nurses can now because they're a high enough level that they have a party heal. And the Huntress is by far the most important person in the game, regardless of, as you can see, there's some higher level people I can buy, such as that is the Dark Mage, that is the Blade Master, who can hold 2 weapons and does not carry a shield. The Chef, who essentially cooks spare resources and buffs the party. And then the Wizard, who is a heavy damage dealer and actually allows me, when I use a warp within the dungeon, I warp much further. The downside to these characters are obviously how expensive they are. Not too bad where we are right now, because on Dungeon 6 we're earning gold faster. However, the Huntress's main benefit is up here in the top corner when you look at the bestiary of monsters that you've faced in the different areas. There's 5 different areas that you repeat over and over, 20 levels in each. Let's look at the rat. So 304 Huntress captures. What that means is if the Huntress kills a character, it adds +1 damage to the character permanently for all Huntresses. So in this case, when a Huntress shoots a rat, it automatically deals +304 damage over what their standard damage is. You'll notice it's all different numbers, of course. This is a demi-boss. There's certain creatures that we don't run into as much, but so in my personal opinion, it's very important to have a Huntress in the 1st position, the 2nd position, and the 4th position. The reason behind that is when you're fighting the lower tier enemies, you can usually one-shot them. When you're fighting the mid-tier enemies, most of the time you can 2-shot with any character. And when you're fighting the heavier enemies, it's almost always guaranteed to be a 2-shot, so the Huntress would be the finishing blow on a second monster that would die. So I always include a soda junkie if I can, just because I like his leveling style. We're going to have a nurse in here. I don't need 2 nurses anymore, again, because they... Can I switch their order? Uh-oh. I think I just made a mistake. I put the nurse in the wrong spot. Okay. I don't think I can change them. No, I can only fire the nurse, which I'm not going to bother doing. Oh, I can change their order. Excellent. I've actually never done that before. So you can see each character, it's an option where you can have them auto-equip items, or you can equip them yourself. I do auto-equip. For those of you who have read my comments, you'll understand. For those of you who haven't, just a very brief breakdown. The way that I play this game is almost like I'm the dungeon master, and these are my players. I do my best to buy them items, upgrade their items, increase gem slots, increase stats, things like that. But I auto-battle when I'm going through the dungeon, because it's kind of like the DM watching his characters fight their way through the dungeon, gain more levels, gain more experience, and then gain better items as we go along. Now, each dungeon, there's 10 in total. Each dungeon increases by 100 floors when you enter it. So the first dungeon was 100 floors, second dungeon 200, etc., etc. We are on dungeon 6 right now, so we do have 600 floors, and we have beaten 150, so we still have quite a ways to go. So without further ado, I'm going to start a run. Actually, I'm going to check the crafting table real quick, because I believe I can potentially either buy some better gear or at least level up some of the gear that we have, because it looks like my characters have pretty good gear so far. Resource system is very simple. You collect resources, you craft that resource into a usable resource, so like silver into silver bars, gold into gold bars, etc. And then you can craft different body armors, shields. So there's shield, sword, well, weapon, I guess, because there's like a frying pan and stuff too. Armor and accessory. Some characters actually can carry 2 accessories as well. Now, for swords, I have 5 level 4 and 1 level 1. So the level 1 does 21 damage, the level 4 does 25, or 15 and 21. What does the Infected Edge do? No, see, it's lower. Gold shield, I think I have much better shields than that. I already have 3, 4, 5, 6. So what I want to do is, every time you have a chance, check the buy section. You'll usually find blue stones in here, which are what's used to level up items. Once you've leveled up an item to level 4, you need red stones instead, which are much rarer to get, of course. Let's see if I can level up any of the other items. Okay, so I had at least 6 gems. And let's see what a typical run looks like. So we always start, well, I always start at the top of the list where I was before. You can choose to start at level 1 if you want to earn better items or better gear, but where I am in the game and with what level my characters are, they're strong enough that I don't feel I need to do that anymore. I did that in most of my beginning videos. The only downside I have to doing auto is huntresses and stuff automatically use their abilities, even if they don't necessarily need to. Like, in most cases, they could one-shot most of what we're fighting, but instead they choose to use abilities, which wastes their mana, where I would prefer to have the mana on their own, I guess. The nurse will only heal if a party member dropped, I set it to below 50%, because I don't think I need healing above 50. You'll notice in the bottom here, and I know I'm talking a lot at the beginning, but I'm just trying to explain everything all at once for new viewers, right? So you'll notice this is my total gold. Keys are essentially, you saw that option that came up with 3 portals. You can either randomly choose one of the 2 portals that's not locked, which very often turns into the healing fairy, but instead of healing you, she either poisons you or burns you. Could be a mine shaft, could be a bonus treasure. I usually try to save 1 key for mine shaft, because that's where I get the majority of my items to be able to build. But as you can see in what I was looking at in my crafting table, all the stuff I have is actually better than anything I can build at the moment. There are many other things, though, like little pets that you can purchase. And you can see over here I have my little whale. And there is, I believe, 9 other pets. The cheapest is 500k. Again, the thief allowed me to open all 3 chests, so she helps me earn gold a lot faster as well. So the special abilities for... I'm not even using it because I don't need the healing fairy right now. The special abilities on the Huntress are marking an enemy, meaning that all other people do double damage to it. But to be fair, again, at the lower level, half the time just marking the enemy is enough to kill it. The Nurse does either a single heal or a group heal. The Thief can steal, and now has the ability to steal and deal double damage on an attack. And the Soda Junkie has the ability to burp. It essentially does double damage and turns the target around. Why that's beneficial, as you can notice, is when something Soda Dungeon 1 didn't do, but Soda Dungeon 2 does, when you're behind the target, you deal extra damage. You're doing a back attack. As you can see, I mean, none of these enemies are really giving me any trouble. At this level, even when I get ambushed, which means that the enemies surround me and they get to go first, I'm still not really struggling yet. You probably won't see me really start to struggle until, I would say, level 300, maybe 350. Especially with Huntresses in the party. They're, in my opinion, the most important in the game. You will notice as I get closer to level 600 in this case, probably around level 500, I'm not sure, but I'll start using almost a full party of Huntresses because the damage output for the rest of my characters just isn't enough to take down the enemies before they get to hit back, and they hit really hard the higher you go. Right now they would probably hit for about 20 damage or so, but when they, as they get higher, they hit for... Like, the boss for level 500 hit for 250 damage, basically every time he hit. So he was one-shotting most of my characters. So there are many different monster types. What you saw earlier, in case you noticed it, is my 6th character is carrying a frying pan. What that essentially does is whenever she hits an enemy, she has a chance of knocking food out of them, which I can use to do upgrades, I can use for crafting. There's quite a few different things that you actually do need food for. I'm hoping to stay at about 375 in gold, because there's one more, there's a carpenter who allows you to build different buildings, and you literally have to build... Yeah, I love the janitor. He's the boss of every floor up to the final floor. He's just... He's in the first floor, first 100 floors, you one-shot him. In this one, it took 7. Next floor, it takes like 14, I think, so... Anyway, oh, mine shaft. I want mine shaft. So, the carpenter... helps you build all your starting buildings as well. So he helps you build the shop, he helps you build the wizard's keep, which is the one who helps you... The wizard helps you warp, and also helps build the portal to the next area when you complete this dungeon. But there's also a new thing that he can help you build, and I actually don't even remember what it does, but I remember thinking it was extremely important. So. Yeah, see, the enemies, even when they ambush me, just dealt 18 damage, so it's not... And because of the additional damage, you just saw right there, they have the exact same swords, but the Huntresses were dealing over 200 damage, and the Soda Junkie dealt 78. And the Soda Junkie is actually my highest level character. He's either my highest or my second highest now. Again, because I ran some auto stuff while we weren't recording. I'm not sure if the Nurse surpassed him or not. I don't think so, though. I think my Soda Junkie is level 33 or 34, which is my highest. There is an achievement for getting a character type to level 50, which definitely seems doable, but seems extremely hard to do. There's a total of, I believe, 30 achievements. I've unlocked about 3/4 of them. Most of the achievements that I haven't unlocked are like complete the 6th dungeon, the 8th dungeon, the 10th dungeon, have a soda junkie burp 50 times in a single run, which is very difficult because they don't have a lot of mana, and it costs quite a bit of mana. Well, it costs 3, I think, but they don't have enough mana to do it 50 times. However, I read on a forum just to be safe that, for instance, if I had 3 soda junkies, I could actually, it's a total combined between the 3. So the game, the other thing at the bottom, as I was explaining earlier, is artifact, I'll call it artifact dust. Essentially what it does is every time I complete a world, I get to choose a new artifact. At least I have so far. There was none left to choose after level 5 though, so I don't know if there's going to be new ones or if I just don't get any more. One of them was to boost attack, one of them was to boost health, etc, etc. You spend these points on leveling up those artifacts, and every time you level them up, they give you extra stats. So like my bonus to attack right now I think is 40 or 45, my bonus to health is like 90. I have bonus to gold, bonus to MP, bonus to crit, and then there's secondary artifacts, which are a bonus to mastery level, meaning that they level quicker, a bonus to finding keys in the dungeon, and I think the third one is a bonus to finding essence, but I'm going to have to check that when we're done because I don't remember that one. And again, like, she just dealt 223 damage, but the soda junkie dealt 78, so you can clearly see how after the probably the 3rd dungeon, the huntresses became so overpowered it was crazy. The 1st dungeon, I never saved up enough gold to even get them. I started them on the 2nd dungeon, but it was like halfway through, I believe. I'd have to go back and watch. But because I've had them so long now, they've loved the kills that they do carry over world to world. So essentially they don't start over just because they entered a new world, meaning that all that extra damage carries over when you start a new world, which is why it's so important to get them as soon as you can. I always just keep one key on me. I use the other key whenever I can, except for Healing Fairy if I don't need it. Like in this case I probably would use the Healing Fairy, but that's just because most of my characters are kind of low on mana, all the huntresses. And especially as we get to bosses, the double damage buff is extremely important. I'm surprised the soda junkie hasn't burped at all yet. But he probably realizes the enemies aren't even strong enough to worry about. I think what's funniest about this game, for me anyway, is when you're using the frying pan and you're knocking food out of like a cauldron, for instance, or you're knocking carrots out of a rat. It's you can basically knock any food out of any creature that you're fighting. Oh, I got a blue smithing crystal. Good. Usually after every run, the blacksmith, yeah, I'm gonna use it. The blacksmith restocks his blue crystals, and there could be anywhere from 100 to 200. I usually get pretty lucky and get like 150 or so, which is enough to level up a bunch of items. These swords are actually the best swords that I've had in any run so far, so I'm surprised I got them at such a low level. I would expect that would mean that there's significantly better weapons coming up. Oh, soda junkie got a kill on that. Then I feel like the other huntress... Okay, good. I thought the other huntress was going to use her ability on the 3rd one. So as you can see again, level 200 to 220 was one style of level, 221 to 240 was one style of level, 241 to 260 is one style. We're in the kitchen now, and now we're going to move on to another style of level at 261 to 280, and then 281 to 290, or 300, sorry, takes place in the throne room. And it's always the, as I mentioned, the janitor that you fight until you fight the final boss. The final boss takes different forms. So the first 3 levels were the Dark Lord, and he took the form of a chameleon, a giant, I want to say crab lobster type creature, and transformer looking thing. And then there was the Darker Lord. I can't remember what he turned into. Then back to the Dark Lord, and now it's the Dark Lady. The Dark Lord's actually in my town asking for assistance to clear the dungeon, so... He's a bit of a wimp. He knows that we beat him up. And now they're doing about 25 damage, so... Still not anything to worry about. I think just on this run, we're probably going to make it, I want to say, to 400 or 450. The only reason I don't say higher than that is essentially once they start getting to hit, you'll notice that they tend to target the nurse a lot. And as I said, the nurse blows a lot of MP when she uses the group heal, and that's the only way for her to heal herself. She cannot do the self-heal to heal herself. If you hear any sort of like fuzzy noise once in a while, I am a vapor, so you may hear the vape once in a while, and I apologize in advance for that. It's not like an ASMR thing. I just take a breather, have a vape, and then go back. I'm probably going to talk a lot through this video. You won't be seeing me talk this much through other videos. It's just there's a lot of information to gather that I haven't been able to talk about because I haven't had a mic. And for people who are newer to the game, it's not a complex game, but there is a lot that you can do. Like any other game, it's 99% revolved around having gold. The level that I'm at now, so when you upgrade your tavern, there's things like you can upgrade stools, you can upgrade tables. What those do is they give a higher percent chance of more people coming to your tavern to recruit from. If you don't like what characters that are there to recruit, or what characters are left to recruit, let's say you've recruited 4 and you want 2 different characters, you can use the little bed icon in the bottom corner to refresh the characters that are there. It costs more depending on how many characters are in your party. But any upgrades that you buy to your tavern are permanent, so they carry over with you world to world. The only thing that doesn't carry is the sodas and your items. However, I do have an ability, which I'm going to upgrade this dungeon as well if I make enough gold for it. Right now I carry over 40% of my resources from this dungeon to the next. So it does. I don't believe that includes weapons and stuff like that. It's literally just the resources that I have. So like iron, gold, copper. But by carrying those over from dungeon to dungeon, I can essentially build most weapons and armors right off the bat. Not super high level stuff, because there's things that I need for that, but even a starter set, because when you start a new dungeon, or a new world, essentially, you start with 1 bottle and 1 shield, a broken bottle and a shield, and that's all you get. So your first character has a weapon, your other 5 characters have nothing, they're just using their fists. It's still good enough. I mean, they're all soda junkies because you haven't purchased any other sodas. I can now because I also bought another perk that I start with, I believe, 3,000 gold. So I can buy like the first 2 or 3 sodas right off the bat. But again, nobody's equipped. The good thing is, because the lower levels is easy, I can usually make it through 200, 250 levels just with nobody even having a weapon. It gets a little dicey towards the end just because nobody can heal either, so nurses, I believe, are the 4th soda that you buy. Because I know first is the carpenter, second is the miner. You'll notice that now he's hitting for a decent amount more damage than he was before, and he's taking a decent amount more damage than he was before. Oh, this one hurts. I know it only dealt 40 damage, but dealing 40 damage to all characters, and he's still not down, and he's taken over probably 1,000 damage now. So just imagine what he's going to be like at level 400 and 500, right? So ambush, now they're dealing about 40 damage to me, depending on the monster. You will notice some monsters, of course, hit harder than others. Every 5 levels, there's a mini-boss, and then every 10 levels, there's a boss. Mini-bosses, so the essence, the way that works, you just saw the purple rat there. If the creature is glowing purple, except for these ghosts that are automatically purple, if they're glowing purple and you beat them, you earn 2 essences right now. I used to only earn 1, but I earn 2 now, and I'm not sure how. But if a boss or a semi-boss is glowing purple, you actually earn a total of... Get some MP back here. A total of 7, I believe, now. It used to be 5, but I believe it's 7 now, essences. And most of my stuff to level up at this point is like 85 plus per level. Except for critical hit, and I can probably level gold up a couple times right now, but to level my strength and my HP right now would probably take all of the essences. So with the style of mic that I have, and the setup that I have, because I am actually using Xbox Game Center to record, I'm not 100% sure how to mute my mic yet, so in the future I will mute it when I'm having a vape. But for at least this video, you're just going to have to put up with it. Oh, mineshaft. I want that. The thing you'll notice about the mineshaft, I shut auto off most times because the huntresses will use their ability on the rocks and it does absolutely nothing. Because obviously they're not targetable creatures. Other characters will also use their special abilities, even though it does absolutely nothing. The only characters that can affect it in any way are the Miner, who does 5 damage to an ore when he hits it, and the Mystic and the Dark Mage deal like an AoE, where it hits every enemy. It actually does 1 damage to every ore. So the iron ore you saw me gather takes 5 swings. Copper, I believe, takes 10. Silver takes 15, and gold takes 20. I just wanted to quickly outline. So you see normal attack, defense, skull bash. So 8 MP. Magic deals 2 times attack to the target and a chance to burn it. And then, as I mentioned, mark 5 MP. Mark target receives 1.5 damage for 2 turns. Sorry, I thought it was 2 damage, but 1.5 for 2 turns, and that's from every source. Soda Junkie also has Skull Bash. I think everybody now has Skull Bash and Burp, and I'm actually just going to use Burp. It also has a chance to... Oh, it makes them turn around too. I wasn't aware of that. Also has a chance to deal poison damage. The Nurse has actually quite a bit of abilities. She has the First Aid, which is to heal 1 ally. It fully heals their HP. She has Biohazard, which deals 1.2 and chance to poison, Skull Bash, and Group Heal. 8 MP, heals entire party. Does not heal full health, though. It deals, I believe, about 100 to 105 to each party member. So, essentially, it heals everybody because she only tends to use it when the party is getting kind of low. And I forgot to show you really quick the Thief. The Thief has Pilfer, which steal gold or an item from the target, and Ransack. Deals 1.2 attack to target, chance to steal gold, item, and essence from the party. So, essentially... Oh, I did not mean to do that. I forgot that the one that you are clicked on is the one that it does. Did not want to waste her MP, because I'm actually going to fight the next couple of battles, hoping that I can get the Thief to steal some essence for me. But the problem is I'm still partially one-shotting a lot of the characters, especially the back attacks. Oh, good. Pilfer from you. That didn't kill him. Okay, they are getting tougher. Wow. Not to the Huntress, I guess. Oof. That was a lot of damage. Crit. Alright, we're just going to continue where we left off because they're going to mark her. And okay, actually, I'll mark her. Then I'm going to Skull Bash. Boom. Bert. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Because now they don't have the back attack. Whew, doesn't matter. Alright, back to auto. There's not a lot of reading or anything in the dungeon, except when you're fighting at the very beginning when you make it to floor 80, because the dungeon lord, so the Dark Lord, Darker Lord, Dark Lady, gives you a big spiel about how you should leave, and I'll see you at level, in this case, 600, and then at level 600 they give you a big spiel right before they turn into whatever monster it is. The funny part about this game, which I actually really enjoy, is the evil mastermind behind each dungeon occasionally sends you emails, and when you read them, it's always usually along the lines of like, you should be very careful. There's monsters in the dungeon. You don't want to get hurt. Please stay away. I don't know why you're invading my space. And like it's always kind of stuff to make you feel like you're the villain instead of he's the villain that you're fighting. I haven't gotten a lot of essence this round. I'd like to see a lot more because I'd like to start leveling some stuff up. I actually have a quest right now to kill flies, so it's kind of good when I see flies right now. You get quests and stuff from the townsfolk, and so most quests will actually carry over dungeon to dungeon, but I only learned by doing this playthrough that there are certain quests that actually won't, because there was one that said, I am a big, and then I had to get idiot and dummy, I think. I have no idea how to complete that quest, but I didn't complete it, and it was gone when I moved on to the next dungeon. It actually said quest failed, so. I realize I'm talking for 30 minutes straight. Sorry, guys. Well, if you're following and subscribing my channel, you enjoy my content anyway, so. Please remember to pop a like, a comment, and a subscribe if you are enjoying the the commentary and the videos. I meant to say content instead of comment for some reason. And also on Facebook, search up Adam's Gameplay and join the public group. The reason being, if you are a subscriber on YouTube and you join the public group as well, every week or two, as I said, you have a chance to win a game from my potential sponsor. It's a place where I buy games, like I got Knights of Pen and Paper, which retails for $5.99 on Steam. I got it for 20 cents. The two next games coming up are worth $23.99 and $34.99, and I believe I paid $2.50. And actually I paid $3.50 in total because I ended up buying myself a copy of one of the games as well, because I really wanted to play it. And I bought myself a copy of Knights of Pen and Paper 2. I own it on my mobile, but I actually enjoy playing on the PC much better. Right now as well, in the Facebook group, there is a poll for what game I will play after this. You will notice that I focus a lot more on indie titles and smaller games, but every so often I will let my group and potentially my YouTube fan base as well decide for me what game to play next. I'll give a list of like 10 games, and in this case I did include a couple AAA titles just to because I'm just growing my channel, right? So there's a lot of work for me to do. And so far, regrettably, I'm going to have to put an 18+ rating on my videos because South Park, The Fractured But Whole, is winning by 3 votes. Just directly behind it is Dragon Quest 9, sorry. Dragon Quest 9. I'm a little bit shocked that none of my indie games are being voted on at all. I have a feeling people aren't even checking them out on Steam to see what they're about. And I'm a little shocked, actually, that Resonance of Fate isn't getting any votes, because that's a really, really fun RPG. A little bit of a complicated style, and a lot of monotony, because you have to end up fighting the same enemies over and over and over again to try to get the pieces that you need, so I can understand why that would be a bit boring to watch. I'll be honest though, with any RPG, including South Park, I do a lot of grinding. I just like leveling my characters to make it not necessarily simpler, but to make it so that I'm not struggling every single boss fight that I get into. There goes Mr. Piggy. Oh, I got a key. Good. Yeah, see, I'm not getting great items. Like, a level 5 leather shield is weaker than the shields that they already have equipped. And now they're dealing 50 damage. You will also notice, between level 81 and the 100, so in this case 381 and 400, most of the enemies actually do double strike, so they strike 2 different players at the same time. Or as the boss did. I've only ever seen the boss do that. I haven't seen anybody else be able to do that where they target everybody at once. Like, I don't even think the main boss does that. I think it's just the janitor. And as you see, so what's happening now is why I put Huntress in 1, 2, and 3 spot. Because the 1 and 2 are killing the first one. Soda Junkie weakens the fourth person, which is a Huntress, kills the second one. So it's a double Huntress kill, so it's bonus damage 2 ways. Except for when she does that. Missed, okay. I'm killing most of these bosses without them even getting an attack. Wow. Except for, again, the janitor. That guy's brutal. Please make sure to leave me a comment as well on this video. It's the very first video I've ever recorded commentary on. Since I used to stream years ago, so I know how the OBS system works, but I'm not using OBS. When I stream, I'm going to be using Restream, so I'll be streaming on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, and Trovo. But mainly what I'd like to know from you guys is 3 things. Number 1, is my voice too loud? Can you hear any of the background music or animation? Number 2, is the background music and animation or anything too loud that it's kind of drowning out my voice? Or number 3, most importantly, I find, do you think that I'm talking far too much? Should I add less commentary or kind of keep it the same? Or, I mean, I can't really add more. But I have ADHD myself, so I tend to talk a lot. For new fans to the YouTube, and something I'll say every single time I record a video, any donations made if and when I become a partner, or if I just use a PayPal link or whatever for now, and I am going to have little business tiers and stuff for local businesses around my area, but any money that I raise will go to partially towards bettering the stream, and majority of it will actually go to a mental health charity. So what I've been doing for the past 5 years is at places like Animaritime, ChiCon, GeekFest, ECCE, HalCon. These are all local comic conventions in my area. I do little sketches and I do other stuff to raise money for charity. And at the end of the year, what I do is contact the Mental Health Association of Canada, and I actually ask them which mental health association received the least amount of funding, and that is who I give my donations to. And I've actually been doing that for 7 years. So far, I've raised a total of $11,500. And to be 100% honest with you, 5 out of those 7 years, it's actually been a veterans charity that was lowest. Which is kind of sad, I find. We owe so much to our veterans, and it's almost like in this country, when you get older, we kind of just forget about everything you've done. I don't appreciate that, but I'm not going to use a warp. I don't want to skip over the boss because I want the loot. Warp usually warps me 4 or 5 levels. But as it showed with the wizard, it says it warps further, but I've never had the wizard, so I don't know how far that would be. I just don't want to spend the gold really on the wizard. If I reach 510k, I'm going to buy another pet. But if I don't, then I'm going to buy the last item that he can build me. Because the item he can build me is 350, and the pet is 500, but I always want extra so I can hire my heroes. You have to pay a hiring fee for each hero who's not a soda junkie. Not much, it's like 100, 200 gold, but soda junkies are free, because essentially they are the waste of spaces of the game, essentially. But for me, when they get higher level like they are now, they actually have the most resistance to damage and most dodge, other than the thief. So the thief is the only one that has a higher dodge chance than the soda junkie. as you've noticed, he's been missed a few times, and the Huntresses get hit pretty much every time. Still only dealing 34. Well, that was to the one with the strongest shield, though, so... Oh, we're 2 levels away from Mr. Clean. And I guarantee he's gonna hit like a truck this time. We'll probably end up losing it on level 400, is my guess. Although we do still have a nurse with a lot of MP. So unless he's one-shotting us, that poison's gonna hurt, though, because it deals a lot of tick damage. Oh, jumpins'. Wow, okay. Why didn't she heal? Well, she's got to heal this time. Yeah, okay, good. I think I'm actually going to take over her for a second. Oh, no, we're good. I'm still going to take over her for a second, unless... Okay, never mind. They're just going to one-shot. When they're poisoned... So the way that this game's a bit different than normal games, the poison, the burn, and stuff like that don't wait until your turn to do the damage. They wait X amount of turns, which is usually 6, because that's what your party does, right? However, that being said, if you get poisoned, or... So let's say this monster poisoned us, and the 3rd person beats him, then on the next area, the first 3 monsters we kill, and then the 4th monster that we go to fight, the poison goes off. So sometimes you end up dying to poison strictly because it didn't get back to the nurse's turn yet. So she didn't have a chance to heal you. She got some radish there. I think I've purchased most of the things I could with the vegetables, but there's a, so the other thing is you can upgrade the look of your tavern. It's just aesthetics, like there's no bonuses to it or anything, but all of those are, that I've gone through are for food. So it's food and gold. I upgraded my tables, I just want to make my bar look fancy. I want people to be interested in staying. Even though apparently I only have 1 bed, and it's the one that I get to refresh. Decent amount of essence so far. Not great though. Usually I have more luck than this. I just realized I haven't actually used the Blade Dancer in Soda Dungeon 2 yet. I am kind of wondering what kind of damage output he ends up doing with 2 weapons equipped. Like if it's comparable to the Huntresses or not. Again, the downside is though he has no he has, let's say, a 3rd defense or half defense because he has no shield equipped. And the shield is... The armor is definitely the majority of your defense, but the shield is pretty strong with defense too. And the shields, so as you can see, the 2 shields that they're carrying, the eyeball looking ones, they have the red eye in the middle. That's actually gems, so you can equip different gems into certain shields and weapons. And what I like about the gems in this game is it actually shows the color of the gem, and it shows the gem on the weapon, the armor, or the shield. So in this case, they're both using attack style gems. I think I only have attack style right now. I haven't built any gems, it's just been the ones that I found. I think I have an MP gem, but the thief would never use an MP gem, and neither would the huntress. If it was like, if one of those shields went to the nurse, she probably would have used an MP gem, or mystic, or the dark mage. So it looks like I might be buying another pet. I'm going to have to read what they do to figure out which one I want to buy. This video might be a little bit longer than usual, essentially just because I am going to try to beat this dungeon if I can. I would like to make it on to level 7. I don't want this video series to be 30 videos long. I'm hoping to keep it 20 or under, and this is number 11, so we're kind of getting there. But again, things went a lot slower in the beginning because every time I did a run, I was starting at level 1. I have no idea how he just died. He must have had poison that I didn't notice. Because he died on his turn. We haven't even attacked him back yet. I've never seen that geode before. I wonder if that means there's going to be a new item I can craft. Usually when you find new items that you've never seen before, new items get added to the crafting table as well. I think I might increase the gold magical essence, only because gold is extremely important for buying everything else. Like, there's certain items in this game that are... There's one item, I think the most expensive one is like 500 million gold. Will I ever get there? I severely doubt it. I don't even think I would get there by by dungeon level 10, which is the highest you can get. What that power allows you to do, though, is you can choose which adventurers show up at your tavern every day. So, like, I never have to refresh. I can just choose 3 huntresses or 5 huntresses or whatever it is that I want to use. We're kind of starting to get into the territory where I would be more comfortable using, like, 4 huntresses, a thief, and a nurse, instead of having the soda junkie. Which is sad, because the soda junkie is actually my favorite character. He's just not as diverse as the other characters. Like, he can't heal, he doesn't allow me to open all the treasure chests, and he doesn't deal a tank's amount of damage like they do. Like, they deal on average about half of what he does. Oh, Nurse didn't get a turn, that's why. I have a feeling she's going to heal this turn. Yeah. They're actually not targeting the nurse, which is really weird. Until she had this new ability, she was always the first one targeted. The only change I would make to this game, I love this game, I think it's an A+ game for me, at least an A. The only change I think I would make is more diversity in the bosses. Don't make it the same boss every 100 floors. Like, don't always make it the pig at 460, don't always make it that tough looking gladiator at level 450. A bit of a more diverse cast in the bosses, I guess. The enemies have pretty good diversity among them. I mean, again, you have everything from rats to cauldrons to skeletons to soldiers to jellos. I guess it's probably a pudding, but... I flooded my coil and I don't want to take the whole thing apart. For those of you who vape, you know what I mean. So it's burning my lip a little bit. So I will say, when I start streaming though, the games that I do on stream will not be the same type of games that I am doing on YouTube videos. Essentially, if I'm doing a AAA title on YouTube, then I'm only going to play indies and lower known games. I mean, some of them might be terrible, some of them might be great. I have 450 games in my Steam library, and I'm actually just going to work my way down. Except I know there's a couple that I won't play. Like, I have a $1 adventure is what it's called. It's absolutely abysmal. Doesn't make for good viewing. It won't interest me to commentate on. But I'm going to work my way through every game that I've wanted to play. But mainly just, again, the indie games. And then I'll focus on AAA titles on the stream. But, for instance, where I'm playing a AAA title next, then I'll only be focusing on indie games on the stream. It'll always be the complete opposites, because I enjoy making both content, and AAA titles get enough recognition already. I don't feel that they need to take up all of my time. I like trying to get some recognition or some note for smaller known games, indie games, smaller companies. Especially smaller RPGs. I don't care if it's a 20-hour playthrough. I would enjoy it. RPG is my favorite style of game. My second favorite style of game would be sports. Yes, I am one of those. I don't play sports. I am not a very active person at all. That's why I'm called Fat Adam. And that's why you're all called my fattos. Because that's just basically how I am, whether you're fat in body, fat in heart, or fat in mind. We're all fat. And I don't mean PHAT. With my streams and stuff, I'll have a webcam hooked up too, though. I may do that in the future with my recording. The only problem is I'm looking for some tutorials on how to do the picture-in-picture using Xbox Game Pass like I'm using right now. Because I want to be able to frame it myself. I don't want it to be stuck in a certain position. Because as you can see in this game, basically top left corner would work perfect. Anything other than top left corner would block something important. Lower left corner would block characters, pets, gold, stuff like that. Lower right corner would block chests, auto button that I need. And again, characters. Upper right would block what floor I'm on, which means you'd have to count, and let's be honest, my daytime job, I do enough counting. I can't, and I wouldn't anyway, ever discuss what my profession is, but I do, on the side, write comic books for several different companies, lower companies, indie companies, and I'm a father to 3 wonderful children, and I am a husband to a wonderful wife who allows me to do stuff like this. The reason the thing I'm going to struggle with streaming is finding the time to do it, because I don't want to make my wife have to go upstairs. My setup is directly beside the living room television setup. It's just the only way for it to work, because we have pets and they make a lot of noise in the background if I am in their room. So I can't really tell the wife to get out and not watch TV every night when I want to stream. So we're gonna make a schedule that'll work for both of us. And I tend to record pretty late at night. Like right now, it's I don't know where I put my phone. It is 11:56. So I started streaming at about 11 o'clock. I would also like to say a huge shout out to Lily Ann and TJ, owners of The Comic Alley, as well as runners of SheCon in Miramichi. They are actually our first major business sponsor, and will be getting a little 15-second ad space at the beginning and the end of all of my videos, just to promote their, basically whatever they want, to promote either Comic Alley or SheCon, or they can do one of each. They can use the ad space for whatever they want, as long as it is appropriate. This channel will always be as appropriate as possible. Not for kids, but not like youth. There won't be very much naughty language. I may say darn or damn once in a while, but I won't be dropping F-bombs everywhere and stuff like that. I will never accept prejudice, racism, transphobia, any of that stuff. If you're bigoted against any type of person for any reason whatsoever, I would just ask that you don't bother subscribing, don't make any comments, and I apologize, I don't want to come off as a bit of a jerk, but I'd just rather you not be part of my community. I will speak out against it. When I have moderators, they will be watching for it, and they will make sure to delete any comments and block any users immediately. And it will be a permanent ban. So regardless if that costs me my partnership, or it costs me any amount of money in the future, or it costs me my whole channel, it doesn't matter to me as long as I do what I'm feeling is right, and my moderators will have full authority to banish anyone who is trying to start that sort of speech. Got him burnt. She's gonna heal. Thief got bacon. She's gonna heal again. Even though she's the only one who needs it. Again, she can't do a single heal to herself, so she's definitely going to heal again. I think we got him, though. I think probably this round. Come on, we're dealing 492 fire damage, 738 on that burn damage. We dealt over 4,000 damage to him just to take him down. Like, he has more health than probably half of the bosses on this level combined health. I'm surprised we're still going. We started floor 500 and we still haven't lost a single person yet. This having a single nurse is working very well for me now. I don't need the double nurse because she has the group heal. Although she's starting to run low on mana if I don't have any keys, regrettably, so... Otherwise I would use a healing fairy if one came out. Just moving my leg. Again, I'm so new to this that I'm still learning what is going to make noise, what is not going to make noise. Whether my voice is carrying enough. The mic isn't that far from my face, but I didn't want it right up against my face either. I didn't want to be yelling into the mic, essentially. So hopefully everything is audible, and if certain parts aren't, or it's not quite as loud as it needs to be, etc., most of that I can fix with my video editing software, but what I can't fix, it just teaches me for next time. So next time I can, I'll get a little bit better every time I do this. Naked mole rats. It reminds me of Kim Possible. God, I miss being a kid and watching those shows. I actually just recently got back into the old Power Ranger shows, the originals, because my son wanted to watch something from my childhood, and even though technically he's not supposed to watch violence, as I said to my wife, it's not real violence. Like, you can see the fact that the foot's not even coming close to the head. Alright, I'm going to take a risk. Oh, bonus treasure, okay. That stool level 6, I've never seen the gold star beside it before. I've never had a piece of equipment that high. Because again, red gems, red blacksmithing gems are very hard to find. You'll be lucky if you find one for every, 500 levels that you clear. And when the blacksmith has any in stock, it's always one. That I've seen so far. I've never seen more than one. So I was mentioning that there's poison, there's burn, there is also slow. None of my characters have it. I'm not even sure what character would have it, to be honest. But there are monsters that have it, and just basically makes you act out of turn order. And there is also petrification, which of course I don't have, but of course end bosses do. The end boss of the last dimension kept, they're only petrified I think for 3 turns. Most status effects last for 3 turns, but they have to be 3 of your turns. Oh, and confusion, that's right. Confusion doesn't work the way it does in most games, though. It doesn't cause you to hit your own allies, it just basically causes you to miss most of the time. Like in this case, she still hits because she has really good accuracy, but... There's some more flies. I'm really hoping I complete that quest. One huge tip of advice for when you're playing this game. When you complete a quest, you are not required to turn it in right away, unless you click on the scroll to do so. If you know you're nearing the end of a dungeon and the end of a run where you're going to move on to the next dimension, actually save the quest and turn it in once you go to the next dimension, because then you'll get the bonus rewards that you were going to get for completing the quest, but you'll get it right away in the new dungeon so that you have extra gold or resources or whatever it gives you to start off with. Like, I can't even go in and check what it gives me because... Oh, wow. I didn't even notice that the nurse had no health. I was wondering why she wasn't healing. I really need a key. So I have a feat where I start the dungeon with a key. Ah, there goes a huntress. And then I do have a bonus, but I think it's only like bonus 1% or something for keys to drop off bosses. Oh, crap. We're definitely not going to make it to 600 on this one, boys and girls. Every ninth, so like 529, 539, 549, etc., is always 4 enemies. So between 1 and 8 is a mixture. It could be 2. Very rarely is it 1, except for in the lower levels. In the higher levels, it could be 2, it could be 3, but you'll actually... I've never seen 4 other than at the 9th level of each one. That nurse is going to be dead. Yeah, she's going to die. They're still not targeting her. That's funny. They probably realize she has no MP. There's nothing she can do. Why don't I have a key? Alright, auto off. You know what? I'm gonna die anyway. Let's start trying to pilfer some stuff. Stole 240 gold. Alright. Boss. I'm not gonna make it past this boss. Pilfer! Stole 681 gold. That's actually a really good amount. Oh yeah, I'm screwed. And I'm dead. So essentially, that's all that happens. The game tells you in the very nice level 36. The game tells you right in the very beginning when you're playing that you never lose. You just tend to win more. Oh my god! I didn't realize I earned 108 essence. It didn't seem that high, and I got a Blade of Virtue, which is awesome. So I apologize. That is the best sword that I've seen in the game so far. Universe is comprised of seemingly infinite parallel dimensions, right? No two wizards are exactly alike, myself included. But in a sense, we are just different versions of each other with striking similarities. Sure, the Dark Lady and that Dark Lord are not the same person, but, I mean, do you get where I'm going with this? Am I reading into this a bit much? Well, anyway, moving on. I thought you should know that if you intend to face the Dark Lady in battle, you might need some help. Her specialty is to force you off balance and deal massive damage to your party's backside. Oh, crap. I'm working on a blueprint for an accessory that I think might help. You'll have to take it to the blacksmith when I'm done, though. I can't make this item for you. Spend enough time in the dungeon, and I think I can finish it up. Clear 1,000 dungeon levels. Oh, that's actually really good essence. See, so this would be a situation where it would be awesome to have my auto battles. But he decides to give me this quest when I am like 40 levels from beating this dungeon. So let's read from the bottom. Purple Man. By the way, can you tell your friend to stop sending me toads? I'm not a witch, nor do I plan to become one. Just try to turn me into a romantic interest, I dare you. From the Dark Lady. The Purple Man being the Dark Lord. I couldn't help but notice his armor bears the markings of a dark ruler. His actions, though, not so much. Have you formed some kind of twisted alliance? Is he meant to serve as a distraction for your assault? It's all very perplexing. Is it possible that I'm the only Dark Lady you've ever encountered? Is that all? You could have just said so. I'm friends with like 3 of them myself. Maybe you just need to go out more. Jerk. So here's the problem. I can't even check the status of my quests. As soon as I click on here, I'll just show you. It automatically completes whatever quest you're on. You cannot click off. You cannot choose not to complete the quest now. So you have to complete the quest. What else do I have? These are optional quests. These ones do need to be completed before you move on. Oh, nice. That's a lot of red crystals. There's no way I'm going to complete this one, because I'm not going to go back and play through that many instances just because. Hey, you know that skill where us carpenters summon a giant nail down from the sky? Pretty cool, right? Well, I think I can make it better. Keep using it and we'll study its impact in battle. Hit and nailed it 50 times. I don't even use the carpenter because he's one of the weakest characters. Okay, let me see what this does. Let me see what this does before I purchase a pet. No, yeah, I'm getting that one. Yeah. You're telling me I can turn my gold into essence? Absolutely. Okay, so we click on the R up here, which is where all of your... So as I mentioned, we have attack, +2 attack for every level that I give, and that's for every member of the party. Right now we have +46. Then we have health, +5 HP per party member. Currently we have 95 HP per party member. Gold, we have 18% gold. It gives you 1% gold fine per level. Mana, 3 mana per level. I've already given +36. And as you notice, the Soda Junkies only had 39 because they only naturally have 3. They're not magic users, so they don't really need magic. And then crit chance, I currently have 1.1. This one has a max level of 250. I think they all have a max level. Nope, it's just crit chance and some of these ones. So, these ones are current bonus. I have a 2% chance to find dungeon keys. It only adds 0.2% chance every time I level it, so I'm not putting a lot of levels into it. This one is the Mastery XP, so right now I'm earning 1% extra Mastery XP. I'm actually going to boost this one. I'm now earning 1.6. I'm going to get that up to 2% before I worry about boosting something else. +1 ore find per relic of the party. So what this means is when I'm mining ore, instead of finding 1, I could find 2. So currently I find 2. It looks like 1 when you're mining it, but it does equate to 2. Relic of Resistance, Status Resistance. So right now I have 3.25, and actually, you know what? I have enough to do one more, so 3.5% chance to resist a status. And 0.2 damage reflection per level. So essentially, if I reflect damage, it... Sorry, I always reflect damage when I am hit, and that actually just reminded me why that dragon died on his own. Because he hit me and the damage bounced back to him. You will notice there is a third slot. Don't know what class relics are. I haven't earned any yet. So, but I have 5 here. I have 5 here. I don't think I'm going to get any more of these ones. I think this will be the only ones that I earn. We can do one more run for sure. What does he want? The Dark Lady's been on my case lately. She said if the townspeople continue to consume sugar at the current rate, we'll be dead before she even has a chance to make us suffer. I'm not really sure what that means, but I'd rather not find out. So it looks like I have to find some alternative sweeteners for the soda here. Boom, already done. Alright. Let's go with our good old-fashioned team that I talked about. And we're going to go deep into Huntress territory with 1 nurse and a thief. So here's the carpenter, here's the miner, as I said, soda junkie, thief. Mystic is the one who's wearing the white dress with the darker hair. I can actually change the way that my characters look as well. Oh no, don't fire. Whoops. Where do I do that again? Just one sec. I think it's in here, yeah. So, as you're leveling, see, he's only level 13 because I don't use him, level 19 because I don't use him, 31, 21, 33, 33, 17, and I haven't even bought the other characters before. So you can customize their eyes, their skin, their hair, and if there are any accessories. If you don't have accessories, you can buy them. I think they're all pretty much 100 gold, or yeah, like I need 99 pelts, which is what's used to make leather. I need 99 steaks, which actually I've never even earned yet. But there's some of that for every character, so. And you actually have to unlock the ability to do that. Some of them are literally the ability to change eye color. That was one of my level ups that I got. Also in the tavern, you'll notice this little table over here. What this table does is it allows you to save a preset of up to, well, you can buy additional presets, but notice how expensive they are. 1 million, 1 billion, 50 billion, and 1 trillion. But you can save your current party. What this does is if you want to hire this exact same party again, you just have to pay 20k gold. So instead of refreshing over and over, which I'll be honest, you'll pay a lot less than 20k gold if you do that. But instead of doing that, you just automatically get to recruit who you want. And I just completely noticed that a lot of my... Oh, he has 3 in stock today. A lot of my characters are holding wooden shields. What is up with that? 1610. That doesn't beat the... Oh my god, it does. Wow. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to level up the shields, because that ain't going to happen anymore. Okay, so all of them are now level 4, which is the highest you can go without using red crystals. I have a feeling that also means actually that these are now useless. I can't sell anything that's currently equipped though. However, I can actually change what they have equipped, and I am going to do that because how is the common buckler? Oh, because again it's a gold star. Okay. Looks like I'm going to have to do what I didn't want to do. I'm going to have to... Okay. Now, does it have higher stats than the buckler? Yes. Okay, so now we'll equip the buckler. Blade of Virtue is the one I really wanted to level, but apparently I can't. Nice. I got a gold star. 3. 10, another gold star. Okay, that's all I have. What do I have for armor? Hollowed plate. I've got 1. I've got 2, 3. Then bone armor, I've got 1, level 5, and 7. Okay. I can sell a lot of this stuff if I want to, but honestly I don't see a point. Upgrades. That one cost me, okay, 500k. This is the one that allows you to keep an additional 10% of your resources. This is the one, the Power Forge, which allowed me to use the red stones. And this one is always start the dungeon with 1 key. So I'm going to do what I have never done before. And instead of stopping at 1 hour, I am going to continue for one more run from level 530. Whether it goes good or it doesn't, we'll see. Yeah, see, the Huntress is just deals so much damage, and actually I am going to warp because that's going to push me further towards the Souls boss. Oh, went 6 levels, awesome. I'm just glad it didn't go past the boss. I would rather kill every boss because I just want the treasure for it. Even though at this point I don't necessarily need it. I mean, as I just witnessed, there are 5-star items that are actually weak items that are better than the strong items that I have, so... Wow. That was a lot of crits. A 5-star, or a, yeah, 5-star bone club. Okay. See, so what I used to do, before I realized that that 10% thing was there, is I used to just sell everything off at the end of the run, and then try to buy any permanent things I could buy. To upgrade like the Tavern and stuff like that. There is an achievement, however, which I don't understand how I'm ever going to reach that achievement. It's called Liquidate, when you do like a mass sell of items. There is an achievement to liquidate, I believe it's 25k in one liquidation. You'll notice, like, if I were to liquidate all of my items right now, even with the good items that I have, I might get 5,000 or 6,000. I think the highest I've ever been able to do is like 10,000. So I have no idea how I'm supposed to get to 25. And I might be wrong. It might actually be 250, but I think it's 25. Some of the achievements in this are absolutely brutal. And that's why I've been doing a little bit of gameplay not recorded. I'm not ever going to progress in the dungeon not recorded. But because the cooldown timer for the arena is 2 hours, and I don't want to make a 5-minute video of me just doing the arena and then shutting the game down, I've been doing the arena on my own time, and I've been doing the auto battles, because what I was doing before was just, I know it only took up 5-6 minutes, but it's 5-6 minutes of wasted video time, because you're literally just watching me click a button and then click done when I'm done. It's just not needed. I can do that on my own time, use my credits as I see fit, and the credits only will allow me to go to whatever level I've already completed anyway, so it's not like I'm gaining a huge benefit or anything. Basically, I'm just doing it for the gold so that I can get more sodas. We're getting there. The checkpoint is every 10 levels, so after you beat a boss, that's your new checkpoint that you can warp in at if you choose to. I'm sure most of you already figured that out, but... Eventually I'm going to have an intro to my videos as well. I'm going to have some overlays and stuff like that for when I stream. There's a lot of stuff that I'm working on right now, but mainly I'm actually working with a AAA title game creator and a pretty decent sized business that has really helped me. That's where I get all my sale games. I'm working with both of them to try to work out some sort of sponsorship deal where they can donate some games for giveaways, or even games that they want me to play on stream type thing. But even as I said to the AAA title company, that I'd rather just have games to give away, because I don't want to become one of those streamers who only does AAA titles. I'd actually rather do like 15 to 20% AAA and 80 to 85% indie or small company. I just don't find that there's enough of them done on YouTube, so. This is a free-to-play game on Steam, by the way. Soda Dungeon 1 and Soda Dungeon 2. You do not need to play the first one to understand anything about the second one. Once you play the second one, you probably won't even like the first one all that much. It's not that it wasn't a great game. It's just the layout was different. The abilities, the characters, there was no leveling up your character, so no matter how many times you fought, you didn't level, so you didn't gain stats or anything like that. And there's a lot different characters in the first one as well, like it's not the same character layout. I still have no key. I wouldn't have used it right there anyway, because I don't need the treasure. So even with my Huntresses now, it is taking 3 shots to kill 1 guy. So you can see, and we're still 40 levels away, or 30 levels away from the end. So either way, after this run, I'm gonna call it, and I can get some editing done and hopefully get it up on YouTube tonight. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. That would be the best thing you can do to help me out. I already have 59 hours watched in just over a week, which is awesome. Thank you guys so much. I have over 12.4 conversion rate, which I guess is big. I thought it was small to me, but I'm in a few up-and-coming YouTuber groups where they discuss like analytics and stuff. They don't promote or try to get subs for subs. I won't do that. I find it degrading. I debated doing it, but it's like, to me, it's just, you're not really working for what you get at that point. You're just trying to get a handout, and that's not what I'm about. So other people can do it. They can do with YouTube what they may, but I'd rather keep mine as legit as possible. Anyway, what I was trying to say is, with the analytics, it's saying, so apparently to the small YouTubers that I was talking to, the up-and-coming, most of them have like a 3 or 4% conversion rate from a view to either a like, a comment, or subscription, and mine's sitting, as I said, about 10 or 11.5%, something like that. So they're saying that within a week, it being that high is actually extremely good, because it's a lot easier for it to go up than it is to go down. It takes longer to go down once the channel's been going. So I am paying into Google AdSense for my YouTube channel. I'm paying $1 a day, that is it. And it has netted me, I think it said in the first day, it netted me 117 views and 219, I can't remember what they're called, like a connection, essentially, where they just, they may not necessarily view it, but they clicked on it. For it to count as a viewed video, it has to be at least 30 seconds that you watch. Wow, that poison's doing a lot. And she's running out of mana. I really need her to drop a key, and I really need a healing fairy. Oh, crap. I'm gonna take my chance. I got mine shaft. I got shafted. Yeah, that was as bad as you thought it was, don't worry. If you don't like dad puns, I would just run from this channel. I'm a father of 3 boys, so you're going to hear a lot of dad puns. Eventually I'll get into dad jokes, and as you noticed, I used to DM D&D and stuff like that a lot, so I tend to goof around a little bit with voices and stuff for characters, and with South Park that'll be very evident. I will talk in my character's voice and make it whatever I want, even though my character does not talk. Which I always found weird. You're the new kid and you basically are just told to shut up. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to beat the level 590 boss. It seems like they're hitting like a tank right now, and it's taking me a lot just to take down the basic enemies. I'm only going to kill probably 2 of these guys. And oh, thank God he didn't use pyro. The white ghost-looking thing has pyro, which of course adds burn to me, and at this level the burn's like 50 ticks, or 60 ticks. Oh, she actually used a single heal because that's all the mana she had. Look at that, 104 damage, one shot. And that had a chance to burn me, so had it burned me, I'd be losing like 100 life every tick, and it lasts for 3 ticks, so she'd be dead. Now I get a key. Yeah, that was super helpful, thanks. There's probably not going to be another chance to use the key before I get to the boss. Oh, the Darker Lady's there, yeah, because she's waiting for us. I want to see what she's going to become. This is the first time she ever hinted at what she's going to transform into. Usually they hint at it in, like, when they email you and stuff. Can you please just give me a healing fairy? Please? Like, RNG, help me. I know you won't at 495 because it's a boss, but please help me, RNG. You're my only hope. This is not helping, RNG. Damn it. I did not want to lose a Huntress. I would have been fine losing the nurse, because right now she's useless. Oh, no. I think what I'm going to need to do is come back with 5 Huntresses and 1 nurse. Still not sure what to make of your silence. Have you come prepared? Oh dear God, she's built like a truck. Oh, she's just herself. That's what. Oh my God. Oh, wow. And she attacks twice. Oh, okay. Yeah. That's not getting done tonight, boys and girls. I'll tell you that right now. There's going to be a lot of auto playing for me over the next couple days. 36-minute cooldown. And again, so very quickly, last thing I'll show you is just the pets. So, there is a flying platypus, 1% status resist per pet level for each party member. Hedgehog, 1% damage reflection, which is probably the one I'm taking first. A little pug with a peg leg, 2% gold fine per level of the party, or per pet level. 1% damage reduction, 1% chance to evade, but you notice this one's a million. We've now moved it up to the $1 million ones. 1% boost to physical attacks. 1% item find, which is actually, that one's pretty beneficial, but I don't want to save up $1 million. 1% essence find. Again, it's only 1% though, and 1% boost to magic attacks. So probably, now that I say that, I'm actually going to focus on the hedgehog, because the damage reflection is pretty big, and if I can get him up to level 8, the way that they level, by the way, is just by being parts of battles. So like, he needs 2035 battles until he's level 8. He got to level 7 relatively quick. I think I had like, what, 2 credits left or something. I'm just quickly gonna throw in some people and let them do their 2 credit run and earn me that tiny bit of gold. Actually, I probably shouldn't even have thrown 5 people in the party, because I probably just paid more than what I'm gonna earn. Oh yeah, 10. Okay. I'll just nope, not that low. Whoops. What? Oh, come on. Now it'll only let me go by 400 level, or by hundreds of levels. It used to let me go by single levels. Wow. Oh, my apologies. I didn't realize that did that. I only have... Oh, I have 0 credits. Okay. I thought I had a few, but that's okay. Alright, I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. As I said, I hope the mic worked well. I hope the video audio is good. That I wasn't too loud, that the video game wasn't too quiet or too loud. I feel the video game's a little bit quiet, so I won't know till I replay the recording. If you find it's too quiet, just let me know so that I can turn it up a little bit. Or if you're finding I'm too loud, just let me know so I can turn it down a little bit. I want to thank you guys so much for following me on this YouTube journey. I appreciate all the love and support I've received so far, and I look forward to many, many hours of gameplay and giveaways and just hanging out to chat sometimes. It really helps brighten my mood, and more than anything, I know that it really can bring joy to even one person, then I'm happy doing it. So thank you so much once again, and I will hopefully be posting another video either tomorrow or the following day, but I try to post daily if I can. The issue is, now that I'm using a mic, I don't know if I can guarantee I can do it daily. It might only be every second day, but we'll see, and we'll see what I can do. Have a wonderful night, everybody. I love you all, and I shall talk to you next time.